Today, in the media conference with Lal Goel, which is brought to you by V4 News, Global TV, V4 Stream, Malnadu TV, Samvad Sarocar News, News Gaon Se, Organ Donation India Foundation, and Gyan. Our endeavor is to enlighten you with the current topic. And today, our topic is role of youth in family bonding. परिवार था, ये घर रहा, होश हमने था संभाला, परिवार था, ये घर रहा, जब हो गए थे एक हम तुम, ना शक रहा, ना डर रहा, ब्याह अपना हो गया, तो हम मिले थे प्यार से, दोनों बराबर हो गए, कोई नहीं कमतर रहा, तलखियां भी शोखियां बनकर लुभाती थी सदा, बीच अपने ये नशा भी सर पर चढ़ा अक्सर रहा, आत्मा है अमर अपनी, देह नश्वर है हमारी, मुस्कुराता जो खिला था वो गुल सदा सुंदर रहा, लम्हा कोई जो दर्द का आता तो सहते एक हो, हर खुशी का क्षण हमारा हर एक से बढ़कर रहा, मोह माया ही जगत है और हम वासी इसी के, माया ममता का सदा चलता हुआ चक्कर रहा, गरम जब तक हो लहू बना मतवाला झूमता, सर्दियों में प्यार अपना ये गुनगुना स्वेटर रहा. This special poem is written for today's topic by Mr. Paramatmanand Pandey Matwala. He is a resident editor of Now Bharat and president of Utho Jago Bharat. He is sending every day one poem on this topic. Whichever topic I am sending to him, and he's making a poem. No amount of money or success can take the place of time spent with your family. The most important time is family time. In human society, family, from Latin word famila, is a group of people related either by consanguinity, by recognized birth, or affinity by marriage or other relationship. The purpose of families is to maintain the well-being of its members and of society. Ideally, families would offer predictably structure and safety as members mature and participate in the community. In most societies, it is within families that children acquire space, socialization for life outside the family, and acts as the primary source of attachment, nurturing, and socialization for humans. Additionally, as the basic unit for meeting the basic need of its members, it provides a sense of boundaries for performing tasks in a safe environment, ideally builds a person into a functional adult, transmits culture, and ensures continuity of humankind with precedents of knowledge. A familial bond is a strong connection between family members. This is a word that describes events, relationships, or all other things having to do with family. When you talk about a familial bond, you are talking about a kind of intimate connection that only family members can share. A youth is any person between the age of 15 years and 35 years, regardless of the gender. The youth are the backbone of a society, and hence they determine the future of any given society. This is because all other age groups, the kids, middle-aged, and the senior citizens rely on the youth and expect a lot from them. This makes the youth to be an important age group in both today's society and the future society than other age groups. Therefore, due to the high dependence on youth in the society, the youth have a role to play because the future of families, communities, and the country lies in their hands. In a recent survey of 25,000 Indians aged 15 to 25 years, spanning over 400 towns and more than 100 campuses, it was found that India's youth are not getting one-sided lectures at the dinner table. The parents value their children's perspectives and life goals, even if they don't make complete sense to them at first. The parents are their safe spaces, and this connection is so close that they turn to their parents for advice on love, career, and mental health. In fact, the majority are open to living with their parents well into adulthood and after marriage. The key findings from this survey was the youth of India admire their parents more than anyone. When asked who they look to as their top role model in life, 54% choose their parents, almost evenly split between mother and father. Just 10% chose the next most popular role model, a celebrity or public figure. They have a close and trusting relationship with their parents. 91% feel their parents have become more understanding than a few years ago. There is a sense of mutual respect, with 85% saying their parents completely trust their decisions and 84% saying they always consult their parents for things big and small. They feel reasonable for their parents and are open to living with them into adulthood. Virtually all youth, approximately 95%, feel a strong sense of responsibility towards their parents. Mostly 81% would be happy staying with their parent or in-laws after marriage. In fact, 80% believe a feeling of safety exists in a joint family, and 75% see more advantages than disadvantages in a joint family. Family ranks ahead of personal achievements. When asked the source of their happiness, 42% of youth chose family. In contrast, just 20% chose personal achievements. Family also outranks friends. Friends are an essential source of support for young people in general. But when asked if family or friends is more important, 89% chose family. Three-quarters says they are closer to their parents than to their friends. And a similar percentage report that they have so much fun with family as with friends. And to discuss this very, very important and relevant topic, role of youth in family bonding, we have 7 youths with us, but we have chief guest also with us. And he is none other than Professor Dr. Sudhir Saran. Welcome, Professor Dr. Sudhir Saran on our show. Professor Dr. Sudhir Saran is the former visiting professor, IIM, Lucknow, and University of Texas at Dallas, USA. He is the director of Aldo Private Limited, New Delhi. He has done his MBA from IIM Ahmedabad in 1980. He did PhD in 1986. He started teaching and researching business and entrepreneurship since 1984. He published research papers in reputed journals, international seminar, proceedings, and chapters in books of readings. He stated academic He started academic administration phase as dean in 1997, rising to executive director, controlling management and engineering institutes in 2007. Her Highness, Governor of Karnataka, nominated Dr. Saran to the Senate of Bangalore University in recognition of his distinguished academic contributions. He was visiting professor to University of Texas at Dallas from 2012 to 2019. He also visited Washington State University and President University, Indonesia, on the invitation of the Dean, Faculty of Business in 2018. He innovated and implemented a unique model to double the turnover with existing infrastructure in one accounting year. He is co-promoter of Institute of Family Business Management Society. He is already director of NCR, Delhi-based high-tech B2B digital startup. He is also co-founder of OWGI Foundation, which promotes social entrepreneurship ventures. Welcome, Dr. Sudhir Saran, on our show. Dr. Sudhir Saran, as you know, today's topic is role of youth in family bonding. And you, apart from a family person, also such a learned person, and with your vast experience, you have dealt with many of the youths, not only India, but across the globe. Now, we would like to know from you your views on the role of youth in family bonding. Professor Dr. Sudhir Saran, please.
Thank you, Mr. Lal Goel. Thank you for the special opportunity. This is a backbone topic of our conferences with you. After all, the unit of the world is the family. And I'm very privileged to be with you this morning. And God has been kind. We have come to a point where I can stop and talk to you all at leisure. We are parked and there is absolutely no threat to me, and I'm no threat to anybody else. My family will be secure and others' family will be secure. So thank God and thank you. The first thing I will like to say at the outset that your statistics speak volumes. The statistics speak volumes about the world over how important the family is. The question is, what makes it so? The human being is something unique in the universe created by God. Human beings, when they are born, are absolutely dependent. And it so happens when they grow up, they reach maturity, they become youth, and then the cycle of time continues to move on. And when we grow old, we again become the second childhood, we become dependent. If this is inviolable truth, then the family is the mechanism by which we make the best of what God gave us. That is why the role of youth in bonding with the family is so important, so critical, and so rewarding at the same time. Let me elaborate a little bit. When you are born, you have to gain a strength. The strength comes from the elder generation, the grandparents on both sides, father side and mother side. We gain a strength from parents. Both parents, if they are together, those families build better than we have seen the families run or managed by a single parent if God is not kind. Thirdly, when the siblings arrive in the family, that has a very beneficial influence. We grow more balanced if we have a sister and a brother, elder or younger, is not material. That they are there is material. And therefore, what I'm describing to you are the units of the family with which the relationships are formed, and those relationships are the bond. The quality of relationships between the family members determines the quality of family bonding. And I will focus on the role of the youth in strengthening this relationship to the best possible. We are human beings, we are open to many influences. And the values which we acquire are primarily given by the family, secondarily by the education system, and thirdly by the society at large. So three influences are working in an individual youth's life. The primary being from the family, second being from the education system, and tertiary being from the peer group. The quality of family bonding will depend on each of these three in varying proportions in a given youth's life. I have been interacting with the youth for last 40 years in my role as a professor and sometimes in the role of a corporate executive. Every time I find the youth which are a joy to work with or teach are the happy youth, secure youth, contented youth. And all these three things come from the bonding they have with the family. See the beauty when a young man or young girl achieves success in examination, for example, who the person thinks first of all? Thinks first of all of the family for celebration and praise and recognition. When the young boy or young girl suffers a setback in life, who the youth thinks of first? The first people to support are the family, parents, siblings, and God is witness to this one. That is how He made us to function. In joy and in sorrow, family is the stone on which we sit down and recover. Family is the tree under which we sit down and recover or energize. The family is the place where we find both joy and solace. So, therefore, I think you will agree, every youth will agree, that bonding with the family is the best asset, the biggest wealth one can build and retain. Now, a few things are important. I'll take some of the lessons from my own personal life because that is how we are. My grandfather worked for living. He was not an entrepreneur. And when he retired, he came to stay with my parents. My eldest brother was 20 years older than me. And as a teenager, he had his distractions in life. My father was about 36 years old when the brother started going to school. One day, he did not come on time for his homework, which grandfather had said. He said that at 6 p.m. in the evening, before sunset, the son should be home. My brother stayed away. When my father came back, he had companions. They used to play card for recreation after work. At around 7:30 that day, my grandfather told my father, make arrangement for me to go back to our ancestral home. My father was a physician, was posted at a place about 50 miles away from my ancestral place. When my grandfather said this, my father knew something is amiss. So he asked, "What is the matter?" My grandfather said, "You are busy pursuing your recreation. That is fine. You did a hard day's work. You need recreation. But then the son is not getting proper guardianship. I don't want to be a silent old man witnessing this kind of family situation. So I'll rather be not guilty and stay at my ancestral home alone, no matter what the cost to me personally as an old man." And my father respected the family bond with my grandfather. We are grateful. All of us benefited, the four brothers and two sisters, from that eldest brother episode. And that is, my father told his friends, "I am not coming in the evening till my son grows up." And he held to this. So he contributed to the family relationship, family bonding, and the youth. When my brother became an adult, he started building his younger sibling who achieved immense distinction in life. So, this example I want to share with you, that family members build each other, and the quality of relationship is what is to be preserved, to be contributed both by the elder generation and by the younger generation. Not all families will have the privilege which I have had in my family. I'm so grateful. But then, with the same thought, I will urge through your platform today that youth must actively pursue family bonding, not passively. If somebody is unhappy, the first thing to do is not to think of your personal preferences, your likes and dislikes, a little bit of adjustment. I will not call it sacrifice. It is not sacrifice. Sacrifice is what you give but don't get anything. This I will call investment. The youth should invest in supporting the family members emotionally first, financially next. And with this kind of bonding, I am sure not only one family will be better, many families will be better. Many families will be gaining from all this. How is that? You mentioned that in your statistics. You said that people respect joint families, 89% of them. Now, I will like to request your indulgence that let us expand the definition of the joint family. It is not my great grandfather and great grandson living together only. That sure is the standard sociological definition of a joint family. What I want to say is, when I got married, that family as well became part of my joint family. When my children married, and they married way away from my native place as far as in US, that family also is part of my joint family. And today, in the era of internet, it is very much possible to nurture those relationships, because physically you don't have to be there. Pandemic at least has taught us the value of communication to build relationships, and let us apply it to the topic we have today, building the bonds with the family. I am sure these thoughts will be valuable to everyone. Why should we build the bonds is very simple. Without my family supporting me, bringing up me the way I was, between the age and 19 and 24, I will not have done all the right things in life, which gave me the huge reward. I got a seat in IIM Ahmedabad. 80% of the credit goes to my parents and brothers that I competed in CAT and left competition behind. And 20% of the contribution is the relationship my elder brother had with the teachers in my school and college. The teachers, they got respect from my elder brother. He went and said, I am putting my brother in your care. If he does any mistake, please forgive him. This is what he invested, and we should remember these things. This will happen only in family. No other institution, no other system has the capacity, the characteristic, the resources to nurture a human being like this. So the youth are blank check. They will achieve their full value, 7-digit, 8-digit, 9-digit, priceless value, only when the family bonds they invest in, and the family invest back in them, and the cycle will go on. I pray to God, our families in our country are the happiest families by virtue of what we are talking together. And thank you very much for this very vital topic, the role of youth in family bonding. Thank you very much. It was pleasure speaking to you.
Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Saran, and special thanks to you being such a busy person, but you have given the time. You are on the way, but you said you will stop somewhere from car. You are joining our show to bless the youth, and this is what the role. I will say the role of elders also, because the role of elders were to maintain the family bondings, and the role of youth is now for family bondings. So they both are simultaneously very, very important. And as our chief guest, Dr. Sudhir Saran has mentioned, that youth are investing in the family. They are not sacrificing. So there is a lot of difference. And he explained that if you are sacrificing something, many times it happens that some youth says, I sacrificed my love, I sacrificed my study, I sacrificed my ambition because of my family. No, no one has sacrificed. Rather, you have invested your talent or your love or your ambition for your family, and that you are going to get rewarded either sooner or later. And this is only because family is always standing behind you as a rock. And today, whatsoever the youth, whether it's 15 years old, 25 years old, 35 or 45 years old, is because of the family. If the parents or the grandparents have not sacrificed their time, not sacrificed, I will not word use sacrifice again, I will say not invested their time, invested their love, affection, and their knowledge, imparted their knowledge to the youth, or mean to say you, any one of you, cannot be what you are. If today we all are discussing on media conference, this is because of the knowledge imparted, love and affection given, education given by your parents. And that is what our chief guest, Professor Dr. Sudhir Saran explained, that how his own example he has given, how with a small incident has changed the entire family bonding, which is very much required. If senior citizens or elders are also be aware how to keep all the folks together, how to keep everyone together, as well as the youth also respect the sentiments and emotions of the elders, then no one can break the family bonding. And as per the records data which I have read earlier, was very, very clear that Indian youth believe in family values. And one more thing is, now as the times passes, youth have found that the family values are far better than anything else. And during the last year, 2020, during the COVID time, everybody came to know that the family is family, because you are stuck up at your home, whether you like it or not. And then you realize that today, if we are safe because of the kitchen, because of our mother, because of the sister, our wife or daughter, or our family, because the family has given the strength. And that's why today Indian mortality rate in COVID time is far less than anywhere in the world. And that shows that the joint family system or the family values in India is far, far better. And credit goes to everyone, including youth also, because Youth are in majority in India. If they are not playing the important role, families cannot sustain their values. Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Sudhir Sir. I'm highly obliged that you are giving your thoughts even from a car. That is a very, very remarkable thing. Now, I would like to invite my youth guest, and my first youth guest is Mr. Jitin Joseph. Mr. Jitin Joseph, please unmute yourself. You are there? Yes.
Yeah,
Mr.
hi
Jitin
sir.
Joseph. Okay. Mr. Jitin Joseph, you have already heard our chief guest, Professor Dr. Sudhir Saran. And he has explained the values, about the family, as well as the role not only of youth, but even the elders. How the in small incidents or how the small tidbits from the youth, from the elders can be useful for the entire career, entire life of a youth. Because one learns, as he has explained, our chief guest, Professor Dr. Sudhir Saran, the first education is from family, second is from school, college, and the third from the society. So the basic education, or always says the foundation, is very, very important. If the foundation of any youth is very strong, then that youth can never face any, if he will face any problem, he will definitely overcome those problems because of his strong foundation. And that is, strong foundation is nothing but our own families. So now we would like to know from you, role of youth in family bonding. Mr. Jitin Joseph, please.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Jidin Joseph. I'm doing my second year PG in English Language and Literature at Al-Azhar College of Arts and Science, Todupuzha. And I'm from Kerala. And I thank Lal Goel sir for inviting me to do a talk, a discussion on this platform. And I'm very happy to be here. On the topic, the role of youth in family bonding, first of all, I should say from my experience, family is the primary and the most wealth and the most valuable wealth that I possess in my life. My parents are the supporting factors, are the one who supports me in all my situations and in all my success and in all my failures. Family is the smallest structure that defines the society. Family is the smallest structure that creates the society. From the family, it's the primary education institution. It's the primary area from which we learn many things. And while discussing this in this time of pandemic and in this era, I should say, as a person from the South India, I have already said I am from Kerala. I doubt many times that why the number of old age homes are increasing day by day in our state. Many among us are not known about the value of the parents and the value of the family and the support and the guidance given by the family members. That's the major problem I found while looking to the newspapers, while looking to the informations in front of me regarding the mother was beaten by the son, the father was thrown away from his home, and that is so pathetic in our society nowadays. We, the youth, should discuss and should act on favor of the family, and we should be the role model for others. We should show how we should move on with the family, and how we should give the idea of loving each other. Nowadays, we see that the joint families are disappearing. Micro families are presented in our society. Why these micro families? Just a father, mother, a son or daughter, or a son and a daughter. There we should doubt how can they learn the importance of loving and caring each other and standing each other for supporting in the people and the relatives in the time of the troubles. I should say I'm a single boy in my family, and I have my relatives near to me, and we all join. We are all joined. We will stand together if any one of our family get in trouble. But many places we can't see this bonding. Everyone is for himself, and just the God is for all. All are looking forward to the individualship. And while I was doing just trying to learn, I got to know that people have less emotional bonding among the real life because people concentrate more on the virtual tries. That seems to be the most important feeling from each human in this society and nowadays. We all should think, we all should act differently, we all should support our family. As we all know, our parents have taken many sufferings to bring up us, so we should be supporting them when we are independent and we are about an age of 24 or 25, and we are moving on to the next stage of our life. While we move on to the next stage, we should be bold enough to stand steady and to deal with the family members. And our chief guest has already said communication is the most important thing which we are needed in our family. In many families, they, what should I say, they says that children are not talking to the parents. We are not even in a common room. All are having individual rooms and all are having individual discussions, individual topics of thought, and they are not getting together to have a discussion. While taking a discussion, the parents are forced to take their own discussions, and the son or daughter or the children are not ready to join with the discussion. And after all, if anything happens in wrong, the parents are blamed. You take the decision. You doesn't ask. We were avoided. What sense that makes? The youth is not reporting to the family, and they are not communicating with the family, and that's the major problem. We should recover. We should move on with the family. We should communicate each other. We should love each other, and only by that we can make a strong bond in between our relationship. And we should strongly act for that. We should be the role model for the our coming generations. And that's my point. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jitin Joseph. And you rightly said that about the old age home. I remember one of my media conference, one of the social worker, when I asked her about what you are doing, she said, I am busy in old age homes. So I asked, are you promoting? Well, no, my role is to dishearten the families to send anyone to old age home. I do not wish that any old age home should exist in India. That is a reality, but the only thing is we have to see what is happening. But the good news is that even these types of news which you have quoted about the beating of a mother or father, they are very rare. And one more thing, these types of news shaken the society. They shook us, and that shows that we are very compassionate for our family, and our family bonding is so strong that we do not want to even hear or read such type of things for any other person also. So thank you very much for highlighting this, Mr. Jitin Joseph. Now I would like to invite my next youth guest, and she is Miss Mosmi Sarkar. Miss Mosmi Sarkar, please unmute yourself. Miss Mosmi Sarkar, you have heard what our chief guest, Professor Dr. Sudhir Saran, has spoken, as well as the earlier youth guest. Now, we would like to know from you, role of youth in family bonding. Miss Mosmi Sarkar, please.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. Uh, and good morning, our chief guest. Mr. Sudhin, sir. And I first of all I want to introduce myself. I'm Moushami Sarkar, and I'm doing my MBA from IBA Bangalore. And I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity to present my thoughts on role of youth in family bonding. And I would say youth is our future. As being me a youth, I understand that there are many responsibilities which should be taken care for making a better future for everyone. I will consider family bonding here as the most crucial matter to be discussed. In today's world, in our day-to-day life, we are too busy indulging with technology and internet that we are forgetting our own roots. And without knowing, we are creating a gap between our close ones. The youth is focusing on their financial independence as if now the mantra is for independent or financial stability. And every youth think and work that way. But I must say that mentally and emotionally independence are as important as financial, so that we will be capable to understand our family members, their expectations, their emotions. In this race of moving forward, we forget to spend our quality time with our family. Hence, this is important for our youth to address the essential of time to give for our family and the priority of the life. And to conclude, I would say that youth is the ultimate backbone of our family to support, to take care, so that family can rely on us. If we understand these few things, then we can build a strong bond between ourselves and our family. And lastly, I feel really happy to get the chance to think really deep in this matter and know it's important in today's time. So, thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Mosmi Sarkar. Yes, you rightly said that the youths are the backbone of a family. And if the backbone is not perfect, then the family cannot be perfect. So the role of youth is like a backbone. If your backbone is strong, then definitely the family bonding will be strong. Thank you very much, Ms. Mosmi Sarkar, for giving your views. Now I would like to invite my next youth guest, and he's Mr. Daryl D'Souza. Mr. Daryl D'Souza, you are there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Mr. Daryl D'Souza, you have heard our chief guest, Professor Dr. Sudhir Saran, as well as earlier youth guests. Now we would like to know from you the role of youth in family bonding. Mr. Daryl D'Souza, please.
Yeah. A warm good evening to all the guests as well as the chief guest. So, first of all, I would like to introduce myself. That is, I'm Daryl Stephen D'Souza, an entrepreneur dealing with tires, batteries, and insurance. My firm deals with tire, insurance, and batteries. I'm located in Mangalore, Karnataka, India. So, I would like to start uh, with a few things. That is, several times you think that home responsibilities are for parents and house helps. We all know that parents play a big role in teenagers' life. When it comes to paying fees, ensuring that family is fed, sharing advices and love, and protecting the family. However, teens too have a huge responsibility in the family. They have the next commander in chief rank after their parents and relatives. It is always good to exercise minor authority and responsibility as a son or daughter at home. Trust me, this will cultivate your character and actually make you a person who knows how to deal with situations or manage circumstances. I understand there are some teens whose parents cannot allow them to do simple activities because of different reasons. There are also those who are given a lot of work. Nevertheless, it's generally idea that a teen does some activities at home. Some of the responsibilities of youth that can be taken in their house or at home. Studies is one of the important thing. The most essential responsibility of a young person is to deliver results from school. But sometimes we fail. This is why parents send you to school and get educated. Second thing is we have to be disciplined. Discipline plays an important role in our life. This sounds more like a virtue which parents should be imparting on you, but your job is to maintain it. Stay behaved and also keep the youth ones in good discipline. Home activities. Have you ever tried making a breakfast on a weekends? Anyone? No. So many times children are born between their families, but they do not try anything outside the box. So, well, I have, but trust me, it is the most beautiful thing a parent would cheerfully experience. So, family relationships. It is also important for youths to enhance family relationships by respecting and loving relatives. Many a times, children are born between breaking families. So, stand up and stand in there. There is a lot your family needs for you. But many people think that families become less important to children as they move into their teenage years. But your child needs your family and support it offers as much as she or he did when she was or he was in their younger ages. It's true that family relationships change during adolescence. When your child was young, your role was to nurture and guide. Now you might be finding them into a relationship with your child is becoming more equal to you. Most young people and their families have some ups and downs during these ages, but things usually improve by late adolescence as child becomes more mature. And family relationships tend to stay strong right through from teenagers. Parents and families are a source of care and emotional support. Families give teenagers practical and financial helps. So we require financial help in some needs and emotional support as well. So then, and most teenagers still want to spend time with their families, sharing ideas and having fun. It's normal for youths to be moody or seem uncommunicative sometimes, but they still need you. Your child or parents have to still love at their attitude, behavior, or body language might seem to say she does not. I want to say a fact which is very true in my life and might be in your life too. Family is most important thing to me. They are my own support system. Everybody thinks friends are more important, but they are not. Friends are great, but they will come and go, but family is always there. Thank you for this opportunity, and I thank Lal Goel sir for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. D'Souza, for giving your views. And according to Mr. D'Souza, the friends comes and goes, but the family is always going to be there. And he also highlighted that how if a youth or a child prepares something for breakfast or something, how much happiness even the parents shows, and that is the bonding of family. Yes, you are right. Any small gesture from the youth is always welcome, and their parents always try to highlight it as they feel, even if the breakfast is not properly cooked or made, but they still appreciate. And that is why, because of the family bonding, and that's what they would like to do. Thank you very much, Mr. D'Souza, for giving your views. Now I would like to invite my next youth guest, and she is Miss Navya M. Upadhyay. Miss Upadhyay, please unmute yourself. Ms. Upadhyay is, you have heard our chief guest, Professor Dr. Sudhir Saran, as well as all the youth guests, earlier youth guests. Now, we would like to know from you the role of youth in family bonding. Ms. Navya M. Upadhyaya, please.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Navya M. Upadhyaya. I'm pursuing second year MA in English in Alvas College. I live in Mudbitri, that is a city in Karnataka. So I would like to thank everyone for this opportunity of letting me putting my thoughts out here about how we, the youth, play in the family bonding or in a family circle. So it is important to note that how we conduct ourselves and how we conduct ourselves or how we perform in our family relates so much to in the national level. How we are with our family members, how we understand them, because it's true that we all have our difference of opinions with our parents and our siblings, but how we try to communicate with them, we try to lessen the age difference that persists in our family relationship, how we try to communicate, understand them, represents how we actually live in a society, because we are the citizens of the nation, and youth being the citizen of nation, we build the nation and we pave a way for a future. So now, I would like to say that during yester years, we had joint families, and when a baby was born, it had so many mentors, guiders, supporters, and it had so many observers. When a child started growing, it had so many supporters. So whenever it made a mistake, there were people of different mindsets, different thought processes. They came in and guided the child to become a better of itself. But now, because of the nuclear family that we live in, we have a missing piece. There's a void in the family system. That is, we don't have the elder generations because of the split family that we live in. But now, being youth, we understand the role that we live in the family, because our parents, maybe both of our parents are working, but we have to step in and understand the role that our parents have. That our parents do, because they'll be working and they have to look after the family. So now, being our youth, we start, because when we are in teenage, we get oscillating mind about decisions, our college life, our career, and all. We get oscillating mindset, but then we start searching. We start searching with friends. Friends, being our own generation, they too are going through their own struggles. So they can't help us as we think they can. So what we do, we go through online. We look after many sources of inspiration, but then at the last we realize that parents are the real assets that we can have, because parents have given us so many opportunities and they have educated us. So there's no one else better than parents to support us, to advise us in while we have confusion in life. So by that time, we definitely, everyone will go through this point where they realize that parents are the real friends that we get in life, because friends are there, but friends, they go through their own struggles and they have their own life, but parents, they live for us, and we can make sure that we give it back to our parents. Now during the pandemic time, we all have been together as a family, and many have witnessed that people have gone back to their native to spend time with their family, their distant relatives, and it had shown us that how beautiful and how sweet our family can be. And during that pandemic time, I would like to share my own experience. We had brought our grandparents to our home because they are aged, and as I realized, I spent time asking my parents and my grandparents for their stories, because I know the life that my parents lived after I was born. I was not knowing how they lived their life before their marriage, or how they conducted their selves during their college time. So what I did, I wanted to know how they are, what made them the way they are today. So I wanted to know their struggles, the struggles they went through, and their experiences, because it might help me in my future when I go through a similar situation. So I asked my parents, my grandparents for their stories, and it made them so happy that they told me so many things. I was like, when I got to know stories of my ancestors, my grandparents, and all, I felt so proud to be born in the family, because I didn't realize that my ancestors were great persons who achieved in their life. So it was kind of enlightenment for me. So that's how I conducted myself. I lived through pandemic, and my parents, they were very supportive. Just a small acts of helping them in their chores, washing dishes, or helping them cooking, or while my dad was repairing his bike, even I, being a girl, I helped my brother and my father, because I wanted to know why they love repairing their bikes or doing the mechanical work. So I went, I helped them. So it was kind of a family bonding, and that was how I realized that I play a major role in my family, because if I'm not uh, very communicative with my family, it wouldn't aid well in how my parents feel about me. So when I realized that my parents can be a real friends in my life, I started feeling confident, and it helped me in achieving so many things in life, maybe academically or the other aspects of my life. So it made me who I am. I am very confident, and it shows how my parents have brought me up, even with the absence of grandparents, but they made sure that I blend in well with the society. So I would say that it is mutual. Not only youth can take part in family bonding, even the parents should make sure that they understand us because of our oscillating mindset and the struggles we go through the teenage era. I would like to tell that parents, even when parents try to understand us and give us some space, we will definitely feel better, and we will know that we can rely on our parents. Our parents will be really reliable, and that will help us to involve more in family activities, either with parents or distant relatives, grandparents, and it will be a worthy of time. So I would say it is mutual, but as youth, we will know how parents are important and how our siblings can be annoying. I don't disagree that, but siblings, they are the best friends that you will get in life. So once we start realizing that, I hope life will be very beautiful, and it will help you modulate yourself and face any struggle that you get in life. So I would say even the family as an institution, I would say that parents and children are simultaneously going together here, parallel, and both have to make sure that they support each other in their struggles. And that is how I would say that the role of youth is very important in family bonding. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Upadhyay. And what Ms. Upadhyay says that it is not only the role of youth, but the role of parents or the elders are also very important. Yes, you are rightly said this, because as earlier I also mentioned that the parents always want that the child should grow in a proper way. No parent wants that the child will be spoiled or child will not grow in which can who can make a good impact on the society. But yes, many times they were either misunderstood or they misunderstood that youth. So both the things, if both correlate and both cooperate with each other, then definitely the family bonding can be very, very strong. And we appreciate what you have said. I really appreciate that how you have learned the happenings which happened with your grandparents and your ancestors. Yes, they are the learning lessons for the youth, because if you know how your ancestors achieved whatsoever they have achieved in a such types of circumstances when there was no electricity, no internet, not even many telephones, very limited transportation. And at that juncture, when they could bring out this family that today you all youth are enjoying the best of time. And I'm sure the next or the third generation of yours, which are going to come, they will be enjoying far more advanced things. But everyone has to be content whatsoever they are getting, and that thanks to the entire family bonding. Thank you very much, Ms. Upadhyay, for giving your views. Now I would like to invite my next youth guest, and he is Mr. Nishan N. Mr. Nishan N, you have heard about from our chief guest, Dr. Professor Dr. Sudhir Saran, as well as all earlier youth guests. Now, we would like to know from you your views on the role of youth in family bonding. Mr. Nishan, please.
Good morning, everyone. I am Nishan, studying law from SDM Law College, Mangalore. Family is defined by our genes. It is built, no, not defined by our genes, but it is built and maintained through love. The family is the first essential cell of human society. A family bond is a strong connection between family members. Family time is an essential factor that helps to create strong bonds, love, connection, relationship among the family members. Spending quality time with family does help in coping with challenges, instill a feeling of security, inculcate family values, build confidence, and much more. First of all, we must understand that parents have already completed half of their lifespan, so we can't predict till how many more years they will survive. And it is uncertain. Even we don't know what happens to us or them tomorrow or very next moment. According to me, instead of spending a lot of time with friends, we should build good bonding with family members, especially with parents, so that in future we should not repent that for unspent days or time with family. I am not telling that one should not spend time with friends, but we should know how to balance work life, friends, as well as bond with family, because we are living in a society where not only family but even friends are also equally important. Present youths have one thing in their mind, that is, we live only once, but they will never understand that even their parents live only once. We have to spend maximum time when they are alive. Some of the steps to be taken by youth to improve family bonding, like by keeping family outings together, try setting aside time for family outings. A relaxing holiday or weekend will help out to be together and to build togetherness. Celebrate success together with family rather than friends, or both friends and family. Family traditions and routines will also help to improve bonding. And household responsibilities, like giving us some work like household work, will help us to contribute to the family life, uh, like for going shopping and all together along with parents. Family meetings can help to solve problems. They give everyone a chance to be heard and to be part of working out a solution. If you feel that your family really isn't connecting, you might find a family counselor. To know value of family bonding, we should ask with people who are actually deprived of it. Let me take example of child of a divorced parent. Seeing parent separation is arguably one of the most painful experience that some child or children have to go through. Despite the hardship, there are details about the split that soon to be ex-partners will have to discuss during the divorce proceedings. Many of these details will involve the children who will pay the fees for their school, where are they going to live. These are just some of the questions that need to be settled. To be frank, actually this corona pandemic is blessing in disguise for most of the families, because only it had power to keep all family members together for such a long time. It also eventually helped improve family bonding. All Indian citizens are entitled for rights guaranteed under Constitution. Senior citizens are no exception. They are also entitled to fundamental rights to life, personal liberty, freedom of speech, equality, and before law. But these rights are often difficult for them to achieve for a variety of reasons. Most personal laws, including Hindu Adoption and Maintenance Act 1956, recognize duty of children to maintain their aged parents, the right of the parents to maintenance. Section 125 of CRPC specially provides for maintenance from children if parents are unable to maintain themselves. But cases are rarely filed by parents due to love and affection, and also fear of stigma and time, and as well as money required for legal proceedings. Maintenance and Welfare of Parents and Senior Citizens Act 2007. Senior citizen, including parent who is unable to maintain himself from his own earning or out of the property owned by him, he is entitled to get relief under this act. And at present, the Maintenance and Welfare of Parents and Senior Citizen Amendment Bill 2019 amends the act with same name. To conclude, we never know the love of a parent till we become ourselves a parent. I would like to thank Lal Goel sir, Paul sir, and thank you one and all for giving me opportunity and to tell about views on role of youth in family bonding. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nishan. And Mr. Nishan has given his views as far as legality is concerned, and he's mentioned that although as per the Act of 2007, senior citizens or the elders, parents can file case against children, but in India, practically they are not filing much cases. Yes, because of the love and affection, they still feel that there is a scope. This shows how strong the family bonding is there in India. Even divorce cases, if you see in the Western countries and in our country, the percentage is quite less in comparison to the other countries. But still, whatsoever, we should try that we should not have those types of cases in India, and we do not want that any parent or even a youth, like the act which has come recently about the daughter-in-law's rights, should also not be used against the parents, because we want that the family bonding should always be there. And here, the role of youth is very, very important. Thank you very much, Mr. Nishan, for giving the legal perspectives of the role of youth in family bonding. Now, I would like to invite my next youth guest, and he is Mr. Prakhyat Shetty. Mr. Prakhyat, please unmute yourself. Yes, Mr. Prakhyat Shetty,
Yes, sir.
you have heard our chief guest, Professor Dr. Sudhir Saran, as well as all earlier youth guests. Now, we would like to know from you the role of youth in family bonding. Mr. Prakhyat Shetty, please.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. First of all, I'd like to heartily congratulate all the speakers till now. Hello.
Is he audible? I can't hear him. Anyone can just tell me whether, can you hear him?
Hello.
Please tell him that whether we can hear him.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are.
Anyone can just say, can you hear Mr. Prakhyat? Mr.
Yes,
Nishan,
sir.
can we hear
Yes,
Prakhyat,
yes,
what
sir.
you are telling?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can hear him.
Okay, okay.
He's
Please
audible.
go ahead. Audible. Go ahead.
Thank you. First of all, I like to congratulate all the speakers till now shared their outstanding views. I was really mesmerized by points. Yes, now I have to add one more point to my story. First, my name is Prakhyat Shetty. I'm a final year Bachelor of History Science student and active distributor of Goel. Let me narrate you a story. Let us all go back to our memories. Imagine your mother is in the operation theater. Everyone outside are waiting for a good news. Suddenly, a loud voice comes, a cry of a baby boy. Everyone will be listening. Remember, everyone will be listening. Waiting to listen that baby's cry. A few days later, that baby boy grows up. Now they are listening the bubbling words of the baby boy. And again, the day goes on. The boy starts going to the school. Even now, the boy tells everything what's happening in his school with his mother. The mother listens, encourages. Father listens. He also encourages, supports. But as the day goes on, one sudden day, the boy tries something different. He tries a smoke with his friends in a party. But this time, when as usual, he shares everything with his mother. But this time, the response, the reaction was very much different. The reaction was very bad. The mother scolded the boy badly. The first time, the boy got a rejection from his parents. As the time passed on, many times he got rejection. Finally, one day came that from that day, the boy stopped sharing anything with his parents. The only motto, the only intention of my story is that the parents, in their busy schedule, in their busy commitment life, they must spare a little time for their children in their childhood. We must be present in their childhood. Not only listening everything good, also we must spend time. We must have same attitude in listening everything bad, and we must be capable to differentiate what's good and what's. And also, let me tell my own experience. I have spent more than 15 years in an urban place like Bangalore with my parents. It was completely a closed environment where even today I don't speak to my father because we have very much less connection in my childhood. Today, most of the parents push their children to get more marks, because they think that becoming first rank Raju will make successful in life. But they fail to tell, but they may fail to understand their children that how many friends have you helped today? How many of your friends have you made brought smile on their face? That means if they have this, if they try to build this attitude in their mind in their small age, they will have open mindedness, and in growing age they will be so much open minded, they will be able to solve the problems by they'll be building their leadership qualities. And that was one point that I like to add with all the other speakers. Thank you for the opportunity, I'll go, sir, and Paul, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Prakash Shetty, for giving your views. And what you said is that the parents should be open-minded, try to understand the need of the child, because they should be ready to accept their success and as well as the failure of the child. I can only add one thing, Mr. Prakash Shetty. Parents try to have these types of things, but many times because of the pressure of the work or their busyness, many times, I'm not saying every time, they could not give that much time which they are supposed to give. But the youth or the child should also realize that today what you are because of the parents. If they would have not, if they would have given more time, but they could not generate that much funds or the money to provide you and what you are today, you could have not. At that time, you might be complaining that they have not given. But the beauty of our family bonding is that in India, whether you are a rich, poor, middle class, super rich, everyone is having a family bonding. And that is the beauty of the family bonding, which I'm sure some exceptional cases are there, but still no parent is a bad parent and no child is a bad child. Yes, sometimes they misunderstood each other, and that's why the problem is. But very nicely you have raised the things. Thank you very much, Mr. Prakash Shetty. I'm sure the senior citizens or the elders like me should correct themselves and try to spend more time with the children, which is now not possible because now children doesn't want to keep the parents so easily with them. Thank you very much, Mr. Prakash Shetty. Now I would like to go to my next and the last youth guest, and he is Mr. Vishal Parashar. Mr. Vishal Parashar, you have heard our chief guest, Professor Dr. Sudhir Saran, as well as all the other youth guests. Now we would like to know from you the role of youth in family bonding. Mr. Vishal Parashar, please.
Thank you, Goel, sir. Respected Sudhir, sir. Myself, Vishal Parashar, sir. I am a first-year MBA student. I'm pursuing my MBA from St. Xavier Business School, Kolkata. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Mohan Agarwal, the president of Indo-Gulf Marketing Association, and all the whole teams to giving me the chance to speak on the live telecast, sir. In today's world, sir, the youth are dominating. If I talked about the total percentage of the youth in our country, that is approx 34.33%. A youth is a person between the age of 15 years to 30 years. The youth is a phase in which the small child that have come out from their protective shells and stepped into the hope of the dreams. And youth plays an important role not only to build the nation but also build the family relations. Here I would like to say that, but now we have observed that today's youth are so busy on their gadgets, they have no times for their family members. And due to that, what exactly happening? The gadget takes away from them, from each other. And how the youth can reduce these things? By reducing the over usage of the gadgets and also by doing the proper time management. To, to bond with a family, it does not require to be big things. It always small things done well. Like youth can spend the quality time with their family members, like having a dinners, lunch, and the small conversation. Going for the outing, as the Nishant said, making the weekend plans, making the family tours, right? Following the family tradition, celebrating the various festivals with them, you know, taking the responsibilities on household works, asking them their point of view on the various topics, asking them about their health and wealth, and respecting their thoughts. And also, a very important thing is that the respecting their generation gap and trying to understand why they think like that. instead of ignoring them, because there is a good possibility for the difference. Also, the most important things or a benefit by having a good bonding with their families, that is, there will be a good discussion on the basis of an experience of their family members. The good bondings with the family members will make you the strong and confidence, which will help them to handle the pressures in the life. As we have, as we can see that there is a lot of competitions nowadays. So good bonding with the family members will help the youth to share their problems and to work on them, to find the solutions. As now, a day youth is addicted to the social media platforms where they don't have time to spend with their family members on the various issues. So the good bonding will ensure that the youth is sharing their things and not going to end their depressions. The bonding has lot of good things. Most of the family members when grow old face loneliness and ignorance in their life, but having a good bondings which will help them to stay positive and happy. At last, I would like to say the good bonding with the family youth to be a most responsible, and good bonding always increase the trust between the two parties. As the times progress, it creates the sense of trust. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Parashar. And you have raised 2 points, important point. One was the generation gap. Yes, it's always every generation, because of the change of environment, change of technology, change of many means. So it will always remain. It is not that what we have seen in our time, the generation gap, our children have seen, and now their children will also see. Second point, which you have mentioned about the social media as well as the gadgets. Yes, youths are also using, but don't forget that even the senior citizens and the elders are also using. I can give my example. I'm using about 15 hours I'm spending on the gadgets every day, then out of 24 hours. My children, now they complain that how much time you are spending on this. So it is a mutual thing. We never blame the youth only. Now the senior citizens or the elders are also using the gadgets effectively, because these gadgets are keeping themselves busy. And as you mentioned about the depression, yes, it is also true for the elders and the senior citizens to keep themselves busy so they are not going for under depression. So when we say that if we utilize the technology in a correct way, and I will again tell you one more thing. My children taught me to use these gadgets. The younger generation taught me. So the role of youth is very important to see to it that their family, their parents, the senior citizens are involved in such activities that they will not go under depression, or they will not be doing something which is undesirable. So thank you very much, Mr. Vishal, for giving such a nice views. Now I would like to go back to our chief guest, Professor Dr. Sudhir Saran. Professor Dr. Listen very carefully. I was watching to you, and now you have reached to your destination. You are sitting comfortably in your cabin. You have heard the views, varied views of the youth, very vibrant views. I must say, I am happy today. I'm doing every week, twice the youth conference, but today's is a very enlightening, because the way they have shown, it shows that yes, Indian youths are, the survey report which I read, I was just thinking that whether this is a real report or not. But now, after listening to 7 youths, I am firm that yes, whatsoever they're written, they might have not written completely. It might be 1 or 2 or 5% more that the youth are preferring the family. Now, we would like to know from you now your concluding remarks about today's media conference and your views about the role of youth in family bonding. Professor Dr. Sudhir Saran, please.
I want to express my deep gratitude to these 7 young people, for simple reason that I learned so much from them today, that I will be able to make the family bonds in my own close family better from tomorrow. For example, when my daughter spent so much device time, I used to feel frustrated, if not angry. And after listening to the 2 young men, I'm going to be definitely more tolerant and compassionate to my children. So they have taught me, and I'm going to practice what they have taught me right from today. So thanks for that. The second thing I want to say is, yes, it is tragic that the family depth of relationship is declining in some of the families. It cannot be generalized. It is not happening in all families. But then in the families where it is declining, I will want to mention this one. See, the old people are less likely to change for the better. They will change only when you, the young people, take the initiative and don't misread them. If they are scolding, so that you stop communicating. If they have been disciplining, so you stop communicating. Or I remember when I was thrashed at the age of 9 for some silly mistake by my mother. At age 9, I said, when I grow up, when I start earning, I will not give her any of my money. No, 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 no. That is not it. I did not do that. And please remember that parents also will change if you really invest in them. Understanding begets understanding. And therefore, take the first step, young people. And like the lady Upadhyaya said, she wanted to understand how the parents went through. That is the right path to take for all of us. And there will be so much to say. My heart is, deeper today for young people. Of my own, I have only two. But today I have 600 parents who have put their lovely children in my care. They are here under my charge, and that is why I hope Mr. Lal Goel will forgive me for not staying in one stationary position, because I wanted to balance my love for my own children and love for this extended family with which I'm trying to build the bond. What I want to tell you is those 600 children are not my single responsibility. I have close to 80 faculty members, and you'll be happy to know a fortnight ago, I told them the first thing I want them to do under my leadership is know your students, know your children better than you do. And that is going on. And I think the lessons which these young people have taught me will stand me in good stead. So I want to thank them, and I want to thank you. The family is the single most rewarding investment. Take it from a man who is 68 years old. That is the richest investment. Make it and you see, it will become what the finance people call an annuity. A fixed return will keep on coming till the last day. Try it, you won't regret it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Sudhir Saran, for giving such a inspirational, motivational thoughts of yours. I'm sure today our youth who have attended this program and who are watching this program are very much enlightened. And I can only say one thing. It's like our chief guest has mentioned, that understanding. Yes, not only the youth has to understand, but the senior citizens or the adults also have to understand. And the role of youth is very important, because as we read and as you all know, that once a person becomes elder, a senior citizen, he becomes like a child. So just think of your childhood, how the parents have taken care of you. If the youth will start taking, not even even if they will do 10% of the care what their parents have done, I'm sure the family bonding will be very, very strong. And today's, after listening all these youth, young people, I felt that yes, I have done something wrong. The parenting, as our chief guest has mentioned, we should give more love and affection. But now it is too late. Next birth, we will try to change ourselves, and we will see that we must give more affection and love. But the duty of the role of the youth is to see to it that whatsoever has been done by the elders or to upkeep the family, keep family together, that should continue. The family bonding should be strong enough to continue for generations and generations, so that a young, after 4 or 5 generations, young Miss Upadhyay or Mr. Upadhyay at that time will ask the grandparent or the great grandparent, Miss Upadhyay, what were your experiences, and she can very well say at that time that yes, we also have faced the same thing in one of the media conference with Lal Goel. Thank you very much for watching this show, which was live telecasted by V4 News, Global TV, V4 Stream, Malnadu TV, News Gaon Se, Samvad Saruka News, as well as it was shown live on Facebook and YouTube. And our endeavor is to bring to you every day new topic. And tomorrow, our topic for media conference with Lal Goel at 10:30 am is beauty products. Yes, you heard correctly. It's the topic is beauty products. And I will tell you the participants of this beauty products are Miss Arjita Garg, Miss India Earth Global Ambassador, Model Honorary Member, India International Fashion Federation, IIF, International Fashionista, Pageant Coach, Social Activist, COAGG, New Delhi, Miss Joy C. Rego, Mrs. India Dubai 2017, Managing Director, Rego Events Private Limited, Managing Trustee, Rejoice Mustard Garden Trust, Dubai, Dr. Priyadarshini, Mrs. World Supermodel 2019, Chairperson, Harsha Modern Diagnostics, Modern Medical Center and founder, Soul Beat Wellness, Mangaluru, and Miss Rasika Sharma, founder, The Orange Company, Mathura. So please tune in tomorrow for media conference with Lal Goel at 10:30 am. Thank you very much. All the youth guests, first I'm giving thanks to them, because otherwise they will feel that the senior citizen always favor the senior citizen. Thank you very much, our chief guest, Professor Dr. Sudhir Saran. And thank you all the viewers for watching our show. And I'm sure that today's show enlightens everyone of a family, and the family bonding of your all, I wish, grow and bonding more and more. Thank you very much. Thank you.